Support for WCBU's On Deck comes from Jaguar Land Rover Peoria on Allen Road. Special offers available on nearly every new Jaguar with personalized service throughout purchasing and ownership. Jaguar, a proud luxury and performance brand. More at jaguarlandroverpeoria.com.
The Community Children's Theater is going under the sea. That's just one of the things you want to hear about to start your day for Friday, July 12th. I'm Colin Shope, and this is WCBU's On Deck. First on deck today, Carle Health Proctor Hospital is unveiling a new fitness center for patients seeking care at their Addiction Recovery Center. Dr. Robert Leiser is the medical director at the Addiction Recovery Center. He says physical activity benefits recovery patients both physically and mentally.
When people come in recovery, they're at a low. They're at a low physically, a low mentally. They have a lot of anxiety. The physical exercise and well-being helps promote more of that euphoria, that peacefulness, and helping deal with that anxiety.
The center features exercise equipment such as treadmills and stationary bikes and will allow people in recovery to add a fitness routine to their treatment plan. Nicole Hayes is the director of the Carle Health Center for Philanthropy. She says the space was made possible by a donor that saw a need in her community.
Exercise is such a huge part of the recovery journey, especially being in Central Illinois. We're limited in our ability to get outside and enjoy that space, and so there was really a need here to bring that to life.
Hayes says Cheryl Sattler, the local donor for the space, wanted to give back to her community in a positive way. Sattler wants the space to honor her dog, Fletcher. Reporting for this story comes from Isabella Nieto. Here are some other stories we're following in the WCBU newsroom. Two groups planning to renovate the Madison Theater and adjacent property are getting some financial assistance from the city of Peoria. And a federal bankruptcy court on Wednesday gave Peterson Healthcare the go-ahead to sell off the majority of its properties to a Skokie real estate investment firm. And the Peoria City Council will wait another month before taking further action aimed at expediting the construction of a new landfill. You can find more of these stories and all the details at WCBU.org. The Little Mermaid, presented by the Community Children's Theater, takes the stage this weekend with water dancers, impressive set pieces, and more. On this week's episode of Out and About, Dr. May Gilliland Wright of Arts Partners of Central Illinois chats with director Kayla Harvey about the show and the benefits of arts programming for youth in Greater Peoria. See it at Peoria Players Theater tonight and tomorrow at 7 p.m., with matinees at 1 p.m. both Saturday and Sunday.
First, tell us a little bit about Community Children's Theater. As I understand, it is the oldest children's theater program in the Peoria area.
Yeah, it is just an amazing organization. I believe all of the shows range from 8 to 18, and they just have like the most amazing and caring, responsible board there. Really cares about the kids, really cares about the arts, and it is just a great learning experience for them, and it's a great sense of community for kids, especially when you have like itty bitties as young as 8, and then you've got some really strong leaders like about to go to college. So it's a really good like learning experience, and it's a great way to train these young people in the arts.
You are, along with Rachel Coker, directing The Little Mermaid. I think most listeners are familiar with the tale itself, as well as the Disney film that this adaptation is based on. How does this particular production differ from that film, and what is similar?
Just as you have with like any stage production, there are parts that are a lot more interactive. One thing that we are so excited about for this production, we have a pretty cool set piece dedicated to Ursula, the sea witch, because Rachel and I were really dedicated the whole process to wanting her to have tentacles that could grow. We have spent a whole lot of time workshopping a set piece / costume piece, and also dedicating an 8-person ensemble to this set piece to make Ursula grow across the stage.
Wow.
And we have that for a couple of other pieces of the show too, where we have a whole ensemble dedicated to something like the water.
Tell us a little bit about the cast. You mentioned that they range in age. How many young folks are involved in this?
Yeah, we've got 70 kids.
Wow.
Which is a lot of kids to have on stage. And there are times when they are all on stage at once. But I mean, they are just really, really incredible. I've been in CCT productions before. You usually, with all the love in my heart, you get some real characters with a cast that big. But our cast for this show, like, they are truly the most responsible, caring kids who also care about the work that they're doing. And we couldn't have asked for better kids for this show. Jillian Jones, who is our Ariel, she is just perfect for the role. Same with Thomas Ernest, who is our Prince Eric. I mean, everyone is just so perfectly cast for their role. And they're great leaders and mentors to each other.
Were you a part of the program growing up?
I was, yes. Rachel, who is my co-director, she has been involved in CCT for much, much longer than I have. But I did Hairspray when they did it, I don't know, 2017, 2018, I think.
So I think you can speak to this then, having gone through the program yourself and now as one of the leaders and as a director. What do you think youth gain from programs like this?
I can't overstate how important it is to have that huge age range all in one group. It is so special to see like the older 17, 18-year-olds be leaders for the younger ones. For example, we have got our boy who plays Scuttle. His name is Jack Ward. He's one of the older ones right now, and he's like an amazing tap dancer. And so now some of the other like little boys want to start tap dancing, and that's just not something you always see. And it's really special to see like these kids be mentors and good influences on each other and help them get more involved in the arts.
Well, if someone would want to find out more information about this production or Community Children's Theater, where can they go?
So you can go to the Community Children's Theater website, which is cctpeoria.org. You can find tickets on there. You can also find tickets on our Facebook page, on our Instagram, any of our social medias.
You've been listening to Highlights of Out and About, a weekly production of Arts Partners of Central Illinois and WCBU. For the full conversation, subscribe to the podcast or visit WCBU.org.
Support for arts and culture coverage on WCBU comes from PNC Financial Services. PNC is committed to supporting local art and culture events in the communities they serve.
Now, before we let you go, Cornstalk Theater's summer season also continues with the Dickensian musical Oliver Tonight. The show is at 7:30 p.m. and tickets are $25. And that's all for today. You can subscribe to WCBU's On Deck podcast on the NPR app, Apple, or Spotify.